Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
It just puts a smile on your face. It just makes you smile when you hear that. Howdy, all. Welcome back to Where No Man Wants to Go reviews. The captains are all here this week. We are ready to continue diving headfirst into this uncharted territory of very gay. It's just we knew it was going to happen, but the layers to which it all happened in this episode, I wasn't raging, but I was just eye rolling so hard. On top of everything, we're going to go down the long ones. I know Brad is right there with me on all the beautiful language used in this episode. I mean, Brad, have you ever heard the word douchebag said in Star Trek before?
No, nor have I heard the word polycule.
Yeah, polycule. Jed, what's a polycule?
It's pansexual with alien extra steps. So it means he's pansexual and he's going to bang aliens too. But it's basically omnisexual from whatchamacallit, Captain Jack Harkness. Same idea.
Right. Yeah, but just to be clear, he does not have sex with pans as far as we know. Yet. There's still several episodes.
Yeah, anyway,
we don't know what his biology is. Does he just fertilize eggs in a drive-by?
I guess he has,
because he's a bit of a fish boy. So
yeah. Biology doesn't matter in the show. Clearly,
no, it doesn't. Unless you're a lesbian. Anyway, welcome everybody. We hope you guys are all having a warm evening. It's cold. Some of us are about to get hit by snow. I think in about 4 hours I'm supposed to get hit by it finally, but it is ass cold out there. It's currently 17 degrees where I am. Probably feels more like 0, but I'm inside. I'm warm. And Jed, both of you sons of bitches are where it's warm.
It's about 80 degrees here.
Yeah, it was actually, I went out for my walk today. I was out for about a good hour and a half, and it was nice 76 degrees. But actually, we will be getting Florida cold this week.
What, 55?
Which is basically what I grew up with. No, actually, it's going to drop into the 30s and 40s. Actually, it'd be worse for Jed where he's at than where I'm at.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Florida cold. But
I want it to snow. Stop. I actually do want it to
laugh
snow.
my ass off.
Stop.
Well,
everybody would lose their shit. They would all lose their shit.
I know.
Anyway,
I wouldn't drive in the snow here because no one's going to be able to handle it.
No.
Well, they're not going to treat the roads.
They can drive in the rain.
Yeah,
it's true.
Nobody can drive. Period. These days, to be honest. Anyway, and I'm sure at some point we're gonna know that nobody can drive in Starfleet Academy because I'm sure we're not going to stay on Earth forever. Anyway, Jed, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just like you said. Whenever I hear that music, beginning of intro, no matter what shit we're going to be talking about in this show, that little musical motif puts me in a slightly better mood, and I have to smile, so I really appreciate it that's in the intro, because we're going to be talking about some shit. I have no idea what you were talking about, though, with mentioning everything that happened in this episode and all of that. Nothing fucking happened in it, so I don't know what you were talking about.
Fake character drama happened, is what. What fake character drama?
All the supposed character arcs were already introduced in the other episodes and not progressed. Oh yeah, Fish Boy's starting to be less of an asshole. Guess what? He's still being less of an asshole. Caleb's trying to find his place in Starfleet Academy. Guess what? He's trying to find his place in Starfleet Academy. Genesis is the bestest ever. Guess what? She's the bestest ever.
And supremely annoying man is retarded.
Just skip this episode. This isn't a beneficial slice of life.
Yeah. And we're happy to finally have Brad with us here. Hi, Brad. This is different from watching Deep Space Nine, isn't it?
Well, this week was a rough one for us.
Yeah.
I mean, rather, last week's episode, DS9, was not fun.
And I'm going to be annoyed this week. We already know that.
Yeah, but it's not going to be as bad.
No, it's still Star Trek. It's still Star Trek.
There's purpose to that episode as opposed to I don't know what this was about.
Yeah. Fractured. I think it's safe to listen. I will curb stuff. There's nothing that's gonna spoil DS9. So Fractured, you can hang out a little bit. Brad, you think we're gonna be okay?
There's nothing in this related to DS9, and we'll just avoid talking anything about the Jem'Hadar other than the fact that she should not exist.
Or be gay.
I don't care.
I don't care, but it's just retarded and it bugs me.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. We all know what we saw even before this week happened on social media. Tig Notaro and whatever that actress's name is, we're talking about how that they're in this relationship, and it's like, at some point you used to be angry about it. I was like, all right, whatever. It's just kind of like perfunctory at this point. It's like
it's expected, yeah. And it was literally just one scene. It doesn't come up regularly, and I feel like the characters changed. Like the Jem'Hadar, I feel like she's a completely different person with Tig Notaro.
I don't think it was
a whole
planned.
other issue with that.
I don't think it was planned. I think they decided after the pilot to make her gay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was planned at all. But to your point, Jed, you make a good point. That whole scene is worthless for it's just, hey, look, lesbians. The more important part of that scene is the emasculation of another man by a wise lesbian.
But there's another thing that scene that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm waiting.
Their turducken romantic turducken dinner could not occur because the replicator was not prepared.
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know.
You push buttons.
It's like they hear the words. It's like, I heard the word replicator. It makes food. Okay. It just makes it. You just tea, Earl Grey hot.
I mean, you have to program the stuff in there, but I mean, it's still
they're in the 32nd century. You think they haven't programmed a freaking turducken at this point? And also, why are they eating turducken?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of disgusting to me. Turducken. Anyway, but how about this too? And Jed and I were talking about this earlier when we were done with our last thing we were doing this afternoon. Talking about replicators, and everybody knows by now. Welcome, everybody. We hope you're having a good time. Hit those like buttons. We're going to jump around. We're not going to do any sort of logical progression here. It's going to be jumping around back and forth because we're talking about replicators. It jumps to my mind during the laser tag scrimmage, because that's what it was, laser tag scrimmage. All right, Brad, describe to me the phasers they use before we say this. What kind of phasers are they using for laser tag?
I don't know what those were. I'd have to go. Wait, what the hell were those things?
Phasers to shoot transporter beams.
So they specifically said that it tells the computer and the computer transports you. So it's just like this weird marker gun. It literally just puts the mark on you, and the computer grabs you and takes you somewhere else.
I called it a portal gun.
It's basically a portal gun.
But
I also mentioned that Hitman's going to be very upset.
That's going to be funny.
If he thought site-to-site transport is offensive.
Yeah, that's going to be funny. But here's the thing also. How is that going to damage a replicator?
That's my point. What are you doing? Why would you shoot a replicator?
It should just mark it, if anything. And if it does transport, it should just transport. Mark it or transport it. That's all it's going to do.
That energy is not any sort of disruptive energy to damage anything. It's simply a scan that's going to transport you. Why would it?
And how
it doesn't hurt a person
all the way over there?
Yeah,
immediately. Yeah, and my big thing is she didn't. None of them got punished for the actual property damage that they did at the school. They hacked into the computers. They hacked into the drones. And they broke the replicators. There are just no consequences. I really think Holly Hunter's character, Aki, is an immoral person. I really am standing behind that position that she's a bad human being.
She needs to walk around barefoot.
Well,
can we just... So everybody can see her fucking feet. There's a foot fetish thing going on.
I said the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. That was one of the options, I think. Yeah, I said, put shoes on. That's what my thumbnail is. Just put some shoes on.
Yeah.
I'm like... And actually, I purposely avoided the closer foot shot because I know someone would get excited by it.
I almost did it, but did not.
I did it.
I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Why does she not wear shoes? Oh, all right. Well, my kids are concerned about patience and empathy.
And then I'm gonna.
She did lecture to the War College guy that it's better for posture to be barefoot, and the soles of your feet suck in better enzymes. Like, it was a complete nonsense explanation.
Until you step on a rusty.
Was that one of the first episodes? That was one of the first ones.
Yeah, that was in episode 2.
It was episode 2.
Yeah. Did you like how she commented about the sophisticated security system, which is a retinal scan?
Ugh. And here, all right.
Even modern retinal scans are better than that thing. Modern security systems take pulses into account and two-factor authentication.
And here's the thing: I don't think they realized how what the problem they created by showing us when pacifist Klingon, and he is officially a pacifist Klingon. He says when they're in the biology lab in the greenhouse, says, "I do not believe in fighting." So he's a pacifist. He's a pacifist Klingon. So when pacifist Klingon is making that eyeball, okay, we've seen people with disabilities in the show. If you are sitting in a wheelchair in this, they just show
that's by choice.
That's by choice, because right there, that goo can probably replicate anything they need to fix that type of injury.
It fixed blindness too, even without the whole drug that Kirk was allergic to. There's other ways that they've shown that Holly Hunter shouldn't have glasses.
Actually, Geordi had the option. It's just he could not. They said they could have replicated. I think there's a point that they could have made replicated eyes for him, but there was something his genetics did not allow it. So that's they specifically addressed that. But as for the wheelchair, the only reason it worked in the DS9 episode is because it was the difference in gravity. That's why that woman was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's a very good explanation.
They've been rolling that one out all week. They've been rolling that out. Oh, look, she's in a wheelchair. Why are you complaining? Because she came from a very, very, very low gravity
planet. It's a storyline point.
Yeah. Now,
there's no explanation here.
Julian, no, but that's a whole different conversation that Brad and I have had to deal with. But still, it doesn't make sense. They completely defeat their agenda-driven, politically motivated arguments with, oh, look, you can replicate this. Then why are you in a wheelchair? Then why are you deaf? You can heal the nerves. Anyway.
All right. I got another question.
Go ahead.
And this is going to go up at the beginning of the show because I just brought it up on my screen. So we get our training, our exercise training, right? We got the everyone getting, training for Starfleet and everything.
Yeah.
Where are they training? I
don't know.
Oh, that looks like a college gym currently.
Right.
Did you like the bathroom scene?
Where they're just in a locker room?
Yes. There's a drain. There's subway tiles. You could, and I pointed out.
They did not build a set for this. They just went to the local high school.
Exactly. You could see where they put the padlock on the lockers.
I could see
also,
that.
why is a hologram showering?
Why is a hologram taking strength training?
Or breathing underwater?
Yeah, I forgot about that. She gets teleported into the pool and she's exhaling. She should just be like, oh, I'm in water. But she's retarded.
And how do you teleport a hologram?
Well, without the emitter, I don't know.
Yeah, because when the doctor teleported away, they really just teleported the emitter.
Better question. When supremely annoying manatee is in pulling the final prank, we know that they programmed to use the War College holo emitters to replace the guards with her. How is she still carrying the spray syringes with all the mutagen in it?
That would have to be transport. Oh, wait a minute. They didn't talk about that.
She was hologrammed in there.
Those are holograms. It's hologram mutagen.
It can't be.
Sure it is. And all the plants are Audrey is all hologram as well.
Feed me, fat, annoying hologram. Feed me.
I also loved where she's like, it's go time.
that face.
And seriously, did you purposely program this person to have mental issues?
She's trying to eat soil.
Yeah. I made a question on Twitter. I'm like, did anyone at Starfleet screen for pica disorders? Like, no. We have people eating comm badges. We got people eating soil. We need to think, like, what do we think they're going to eat next week? What
you don't understand, Brad. The comm badge is totally fine because there were once tribbles in the original series.
Oh, okay.
Tribbles justify the comm badge eating.
According to Robert Picardo.
He legitimately said that.
Yeah. And AWOL, we just talked about that a couple of minutes ago. It doesn't make sense for a transporter gun to physically damage machinery.
No, he's talking about her, holographic girl.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah, I don't get that either. And
then she just turns it off.
And she should be illegal to play that game.
Yeah.
Things go right through.
Because she could just walk to the end and then shoot the target. Which I took big offense to when they were talking about the rules of the game and hyping up the mascot and everything like this. They used the word guarded many, many times. The mascots guard the target. It literally just hovers over their head. They've got 1 foot each way to step, and they're just trying to dodge and weave.
Could we talk about the mascots?
Go ahead. I know you have thoughts to say on this.
Okay. So first off, I kept saying Mugatu instead of Mugato because of Zoolander. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They pulled out the Mugato as their mascot, and Lappy the Lapling. I know what Lapling is, so I had to check it to see that it was from the Most Toys. And I'm like, why does Starfleet have a pacifist creature? And then you see the helmet come out. I'm like, oh god, this is only going to get worse. But when the Mugato came out, holy crap, I lost my shit. I lost it.
Rubber.
I'm like, that's worse than the original. I've seen better stuff at cons. I couldn't contain it. I just kept losing it every time. It's so bad.
The quality of this.
There's no budget for this.
That's why
they're money laundering.
School.
Yeah, they're legitimately filming in a school.
Yeah,
and
the basketball court.
I know they just in passing said the War College is sharing space with them. Didn't justify or explain why that makes sense. But the 20 cadets in both schools, they have to share the same gym too. They can't schedule. They've only ever shown like 20 cadets. You can schedule different gym times.
Well, here's the other thing. Sharing the school. Okay. Now, we were told at the beginning that the school's the ship. So are they on the ship as well?
Yeah.
Or is the work
classes are on the ship? Classes are on the ship.
The War College dorm room is an attachment, actual physical San Francisco building.
I don't think the War College has classes on the Athena.
Okay. Also, why does the War College have so many other races? Since they kicked out everybody and basically became an isolationist planet, I suspect there were probably races left after the burn, but I can't imagine, because it was kind of set up in Discovery, that Earth became isolationist and did not want to have anything to do with other planets or races. So how are there Vulcans and Romulans and all these other species in the War College?
How many years has it been since Discovery ended in this timeline? Because remember, guys,
Tig Notaro, she doesn't have an extended life yet.
2 years.
2 years. So I guess they transferred in the past 2 years. That's my only answer.
And I'm sure you love this, Brad, but after the teleporting out of the locker room, the Vulcan came on screen to take credit for everything. I'm sure you loved when he said, "We're going to keep doing it because it's fun."
Yes.
I really like a Vulcan to say that it's fun.
I can't believe how great they've pegged Vulcans. I mean,
somebody's getting pegged.
Well, the Klingon episode is coming up, so don't worry. And of course, the Vulcan, not the Vulcan, the Romulan. I don't even know what they call them.
What is that? What was that chick who's going like this?
I believe she's a Vulcan Romulan hybrid. I think they're called
another hybrid.
I think they're called.
They're obsessed with hybrids. It must be a fetish at this point.
It's actually kind of weird because in D&D they've gotten rid of all the half races because they thought it was offensive. Yeah. So, but in this show, everything is half races.
That's because everybody needs to keep having sex in weird ways. Because we learned that what's the real name of the guy I called bitch? What's his name?
Fish boy?
Yeah, what's his name?
Darren?
Darum.
Yeah, we learn he's bisexual. It's a blink and you miss it line that in order to to defy his parents, he had sex with another guy, but then had sex with that dude's sister and his cousin.
Okay, so this is the explanation. Vulcan is no longer called Vulcan; it's called Navarre because the Romulans and Vulcans have unified, which was really what Spock wanted back in the day. That was the whole purpose of the two-parter unification.
We didn't have to blow up Romulus to do it.
No, that was that, and that's canon where the show is.
Yeah.
Technically canon in. I don't want to get in that canon argument. I don't want to get in that canon argument.
It gets complicated with the different timelines too. If nothing else. But I legitimately saw someone trying to get a gotcha on how Starfleet Academy is actually super accurate and knows its details very well because they pointed out that the Vulcan had a hairy chest just like Leonard Nimoy in the 60s. So They knew that Vulcans had hairy chests. Aren't they so good at keeping the lore intact?
Why does that matter?
They all had hairy chests in the 70s.
I have a hairy chest in 2026.
Yeah. What is the point of this? This is an art. This is called reaching.
That's a
for
real
straws.
argument.
Yeah, it's
As someone who kind of argues a lot for a living, it's not a good one.
No.
You know what I think it is too? Guys bringing up here the 25% difference. I think it's the 25% different thing. I think it's so that they don't have to pay the money in royalties to people who made a real Star Trek. I think he's right on the ball with that. It's 25%.
I don't know if you guys have caught this or said this before, because I don't remember if I've watched all. Hold on, the ghost came back.
Yeah.
What?
And,
Which one are you?
I don't know what
Go
he's
away.
gonna say.
What are you doing?
Well, while he's doing that, I looked it up, and the estimates for
guys, it's just a dog. Everybody, it's just a dog. Go ahead, Jen.
The estimates are $20 million an episode, is what Google's saying.
What? So this thing cost,
and they went and filmed in a local high school,
$200 million,
which is more expensive than Strange New Worlds, apparently.
Oh,
okay, all right, we're down.
Well,
okay, get down.
At least
these aren't corroborated numbers; these are just the numbers that are out there. So
yeah, well, sometimes it's the best we can do.
Okay.
He realizes we're live.
Yes. He's really up. You should hear him bark when I'm watching the damn show. It's like they're pissed too.
They sense the
they sense my anger.
It's out there in the ether.
So
go ahead. You're gonna ask something. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So we had our Klingon, Jaden, whose name means he who walks a path of fire or some damn thing.
Yeah.
Now, when he first says, "What about our honor?" He says it like this: "What about our honor?" And you know what I heard? What of Amaroka? So now all I'm hearing is that episode. That's all I'm hearing now with this dude.
See, now I'm going to hear it too.
I know.
Now I'm going to hear it.
What are they doing to his voice?
It's modulation. It's modulated. Modulation.
We
heard him talk in that clip. He's a lispy man in that clip. And at the same time, he's so obsessed with honor. Oh, but I cannot bring myself to fight. It is against my beliefs. This guy's a walking contradiction of a Klingon.
Mm-hmm. They were having a conversation actually on FNT about that because R&B was on, which of course is like basically, 3 of my encyclopedias in one human form. And he's, they're like, well, some of the guys on FNT were like, all the Klingons have to be warriors. And he's like, no, you can't just have a society of all warriors. There will be doctors, there will be this, there will be that, but they will all have the warrior code. They all have the code of honor, and they will all be warriors in a way. But the way this guy is, he's completely anti-Klingon.
Mm-hmm.
His honor is nothing related to defeating in battle or anything. Yeah. I mean, even he's like R&B is like, if there's a Klingon plumber out there, he can still kick an ass. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like I said last week talking about this stuff. It's not, over the week when I talked about when I reacted to that interview they gave. With Klingons, it's not about changing the meaning of being a warrior. They want to change the meaning of being a warrior in the show. It's not about that. Klingons, it's not about being warriors. It's about the honor, respect, and the glory that comes from achieving great things. And I cannot use the example I use because Fractured is watching. That'll be a massive spoiler for DS9. But there are aspects of Klingon behavior that are super important in terms of defining the culture. It's not just about we're bloodthirsty barbarian maniacs, which isn't a spoiler. Someone's got to run the gawked food stand at DS9. Yeah. Someone's got to do it.
And apparently, according to Hitman, it's Mark Henry.
Well, Mark Henry does want a sandwich.
Yeah.
So with his theme, all I ever hear is "Somebody make me a sandwich."
J10 needs a sandwich. That kid is spindly.
We don't even know what he looks like. At least we'll say the other 2 dudes are at least fit. Even though I know you have problems, Brad, with Caleb being, and we talked about this last week. How is he so fit?
Yeah, he's been on the run. Where's the gym and the protein he's injected? Blasting the testosterone.
Where's he learning all this stuff? That's why I'm calling him a Gary Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a super hacker. He knew. So they're not a part of the Federation at the beginning of the 15 years earlier segment, but he knew that comm badges could hack into that wall and open up the magic window there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think at one point during Wormhole Watch, when we were just like bitching about it, I said at some point he's going to hold his hand out and a lightsaber is going to fly out of the snow into it. So,
and of course, he is the bestest shooter they have. I also have a problem with the firearm mechanics of the transporter phasers. Now, I was trained to use firearms as a youth. I have used firearms throughout my life. Jed, you were in the military. You were trained to use a firearm. Brad, as a Star Trek aficionado, phasers have no kickback, do they?
They would not, no. And
so why also, are they holding
I
them
actually
like
did receive.
This?
Yeah, there's no reason to.
It's
well, maybe just to steady their aim.
Picard and Riker didn't need to steady their aim.
But that's entirely true because the whole weapon was entirely different. They've made these all more gun-like. They did that also in Picard. All the phasers became, now again, it's a callback to the original series because they were more gun-like, but the whole purpose of changing them, they didn't really, well, I don't know.
That's what was going through my mind when she started, when gym teacher Jem Hadar started handing out those phasers. I'm thinking to myself, why are you all holding them like they're going to go boom, boom, boom? Why are you doing that?
Star Trek as a franchise has gone a lot more action heavy under Kurtzman. If you've watched any trailers for Strange New Worlds, for example, they're always like, we've got a new enemy to defeat. We're decked out like Navy SEALs. We've got big phasers that you got to carry in two hands, and we're going to go in and fight. And it's all action-packed. And yes, there's always been a degree of action in Star Trek, but it's not the focus. It's not like Star Wars where dogfights are a central piece. But that's the direction they want to go, is action-heavy.
That was the decision they made in 2009 when they let JJ take over, because JJ, as he has said, is not a Star Trek fan.
Yep.
He's a Star Wars fan. So he wanted to Star Wars-fy
Star Wars fan either.
Star Trek. Well, he says he's more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan.
Yeah, we're going off his comments.
Yeah, but that's why you had all the. I mean, it was an action show, and it's just like if it wasn't Star Trek, it'd be just a fine space action flick. But it's the 2009 movie is completely contrary to the ideas of Star Trek. Period. Also, do you notice how we're now transitioning away from much about this show because there's really nothing to talk about?
Nothing happened in it, really.
Finish the thoughts, and then I'll transition back because I do want to talk about one thing. We'll talk about the so-called character development of this episode, which is the real thing that pisses me off in this, because I will then lay it out for you. But go ahead, Brad.
There's two people you're talking about for character development, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have honestly, I don't know their names because I make up the nicknames because can't be bothered to know their real names. I'm sorry. The
Caleb
one I call
and Darum.
What's Admiral's daughter's name?
Genesis.
Genesis.
Okay. I call
Genesis.
her Admiral. I call Genesis. You look for Genesis.
Genesis has planet forbidden. Well, that's what she's going to say when he tries to have sex with her.
Oh, anyway,
that would actually be good.
I call her Admiral's daughter. Anyway, so
I'm going to find that clip for my video at some point when they
actually
have sex.
You should when it happens.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got to figure out which episode takes place 6 months after they start, because she said that's when she's going to bang.
They're 3 weeks in right now. They're 3 weeks in, according to.
So maybe the penultimate episode, she'll bang one of them.
Who knows? All right, so Fish Boy and Genesis have, and Caleb has a small plot arc in this, which he has to deal with non-Betazoid daughter of the first house, who's with glowy tooth thingy, which I call her Tooth. I'm really pissed off because here's how my writer's mind saw the way this episode should have gone. Daroon, Fish Boy, bisexual Fish Boy, whatever you want to call him. I call him bitch. He wants to be the best because he starts with the monologue of, "Dear mom and dad, I know I have mommy daddy issues, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm gonna be captain of this game." That he wants to be captain. So let's just skip ahead. We have the match. Okay. The proper story for this, if you wanted to elevate a male protagonist and have him have a good mini hero story arc, they lose that match to the War College, like they should, because that's a team that's obviously been playing this game for a little bit of time. Get your ass kicked, level up, learn something, challenge them again, and then win by learning your lesson and growing. But no, he suffers one minor defeat He gives up, goes and gets lectured by Tig Notaro on how to be a better man, aka space lesbians dispensing wisdom to men, and then basically walks up to Genesis and says, yeah, you're better than I am, and I was wrong to make you feel bad about your dad. I have bigger issues with my mom and my dad, so you're captain now. And her arc is, I'm great. I didn't learn anything. I just took over when I needed to. And that to me is just atrocious.
Those are the closest thing to character arcs, and they're both so damaging to these characters.
Very damaging.
And just in every aspect of it. Like the first to, the last to bed, the first to rise, that's fine. I knew people like that when I went through basic training. But the whole, when he left his room and saw she was already up and about, she mentioned that she wakes up at 3:30 in the morning. I don't know what her species is, but you're in an academic setting too. You're going to bed late and waking up way too fucking early. That's bad for you. You shouldn't be proud of waking at 3:30 in the morning in college.
I mean, it would make
you should be going to bed at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they're promoting unhealthy behavior.
I mean, if I knew what her species was, or whatever a hybrid she is, because she's also probably another hybrid.
Probably.
Maybe
no, she's pure.
She's pure? Okay.
Yeah.
She's a pure blood.
Well, one of the few.
And she doesn't go into any depth about what her admiral's daughter life was like. It was so many expectations.
She went to station. That was all we got from earlier
episode. And that's normal military kid thing. And yes, there is it is common among military kids to have trouble developing relationships because they move around so much. They never had that chance to really develop into long-term relationships, friendships.
Well,
but
there is a Starbucks on campus. Remember, there is a Starbucks on campus.
That's true. Yeah. Her species is called Darsha, D-A-R hyphen S-H-A.
So curse me, trick shit. Okay.
Darum is a Koinonian, and he turns. I did not think he looked like a fish. But Adam, what you actually saying kind of made me think, why didn't they just make the episode that? Just make it trying out for the team or learning the lesson instead of this whole fake prank war crap.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't the episode billed as the prank war? Wasn't it billed as that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the central focus. And those aren't pranks. That first prank, the second prank that they do, the re-editing of the commercial, that's as close to a real prank that's done, and it's fine. Like, I actually had a little bit of a chuckle because it showed those cadets for the incompetent assholes they actually are. But that prank that they do at the end, that is criminal. Like, I think there should legitimately be law enforcement involved for making giant plans to assault people because you saw them. They were physically beating.
But it's comedy, Jed. It's comedy.
It's immoral, is what it is.
No, I was sitting there outside the school blowing bubble gum and having a great time laughing. And as a man, I had my legs crossed so I would hurt myself.
And Caleb was eating that banana.
Wait, oh my god! How does the Klingon do that? He's got two penises. In Kurtzman,
right?
Oh, Klingorks.
They
should have really just focused on that.
Well, then they're really.
I don't see what benefit the War College is going to legitimately provide, besides having something for Princess Mulvaney to go off and do instead.
It's a rival school.
It's safety antagonist. It's an antagonist. It can be an antagonist without putting the cadets in danger. Because I don't know when Paul Giamatti's coming back.
He's not probably coming back to like the 9th or 10th episode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speculate right now it's going to involve an attack on the Academy. And the War College and Starfleet are going to have to band together to defeat
so they're going to have to come up with some cockamamie thing to have these pirates be strong enough to attack Earth.
Well, I think Athena's going to fly somewhere at some point.
Oh, yeah, it's going to leave eventually.
And that's when it's going to happen, I think, is when they're vulnerable. Yeah, having a school as a spaceship that can go into dangerous territory is not a good idea. Having a ship like that on hand for specific maneuvers that are, along safe courses with a real crew and everything, that's fine.
I can't say it, but this is addressed in something that we may be watching. I can't describe it because Fracture's maybe watching right now.
No, he left.
Yeah, he left specifically to not worry about spoilers.
He didn't want us to banter.
I'm not going to mention. I'm still not going to mention it, but there is a DS9 episode about a ship and cadets.
Yeah. It's a season.
Actually
That
good
probably
episode.
handles it a
In
lot
fact,
better.
Isn't it the season finale?
No, that is not the season finale.
Oh
It is,
no, I'm thinking of a different one. I'm sorry. I was thinking of when they go to Starfleet Academy and they have to deal with the new cadets. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. I know exactly what you're talking about. The training episode that goes completely.
Yes.
wrong. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a 6-season episode.
Takes a second.
Yeah.
Fleeting through. Yeah, I know. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
A
good.
lesson is learned.
And also, and
A horrible lesson.
And a horrible lesson. Also, at that point, that's showing the growth of Nog. At that
Mhm.
point, the growth of Nog
And Jake.
Yep.
It's a good Jake and Nog episode.
Yeah.
It's so easy to have stories like that where there's an overly confident kid who gets his ass handed to him and has to learn some humility. That's really what we need to happen to.
The first duty was about them all getting their asses handed to them for making a horrific decision that killed their classmate.
And even though I despise Wesley Crusher, it's still a really good episode.
Absolutely.
Where he at that one point he says, "Wait a minute, you want me to disparage Captain Picard, who has the goods on us, but is giving us a chance to come forward and be honest? You want me to call Captain Picard a liar?" And that's the hinging point, and that's the important moment right there. It's a really good thing back and forth, and we all
even the ending where it says, you stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Imagine that level of writing in a real Starfleet Academy show. Because I'm sure you guys would be interested in the 90s if they came out with the Starfleet Academy show. Maybe a miniseries.
It had been talked about so much at that time because before Star Trek 6 came out, they were talking about doing a Academy movie with Kirk and Spock meeting in the Academy. So it was going to be them reminiscing, so they wouldn't have to use the original cast because they're old at that point.
But they decided rightly. If it had been animated, I would have been okay with it because then you could.
Well, there was a Starfleet Academy comic book.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know.
There's a Marvel comic book in the 90s. Look it up.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. But the other thing is, when you say they don't pay attention to writing and all this stuff,
of course
they don't even pay attention to their own writing.
Nope.
Because the whole thing with the transporter, they said where it came from, which is because Loopy Doo, who doesn't like shoes, did it 400 years ago.
Yeah.
And the best part, of course, is they transported them to the roof of Alcatraz, which of course should be nuked because we know that's Hitman's idea. Apparently, we have to nuke random islands in San Francisco Bay.
When they said Alcatraz, my first thought was Hitman because he made such a big deal out of Alcatraz still being there. That's wrong. That's what jumped in my head first, but it did.
The other thing was it took them half a day to get them down, and I'm like, hold on, time out, wait a second.
Transporters.
They transported them there. They couldn't figure out how to get them back. Did they make a giant ladder to crawl up there? Or did they maybe have other maybe they shut down the school transporters or put up inhibitors or something?
I was going to say, did they hit them with inhibitors or something?
And they have shuttlecraft, if nothing else.
Yes.
And those can make some fast trips. They get to orbit in seconds, like in less than a minute or whatnot.
One
so they can go into Alcatraz and back.
One runabout can carry up to 10, 15 people.
Yeah. More sometimes if you strip it down.
Yeah. So
they don't care about the continuity. They just it's all about the joke. Continuity lives and dies by if it's funny in the moment.
They don't care. That is the primary thing. They do not care. And they expect us to care about these characters, which we don't. Do we care that Caleb's whole arc in this is I'm starting to trust people?
I don't give a shit.
Well, the problem is he's already made that move too quick. Yeah. Because he should still be trying to get out of Starfleet. It's been resolved already. And it's very clear, like, she's at one point in that one episode, he tells Ake, he's like, you're not my mom. I'm not your son. Yeah, you clearly are standing for her son.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's obvious. Yeah.
And I said this last week, it would have been way more important of a character arc, a story arc, all kind of stuff, if she had actually kept him for those 10 years.
Yes.
And they had a growth. And if he had constantly tried to escape and she had won him over the years, it'd be much more meaningful. Now, 3 weeks in, she's happily spinning in her chair with her feet sticking out, and he's just going, you set this up, didn't you?
It does. They don't think about their characters.
No.
You know, you could go back and look at all, like, the character Bibles they did for TNG and how they refined Picard in the beginning and Riker and all this stuff. Like, they went through it. Like, if I'm like working on a story idea or something, I'm like, who are my characters? What are their motivations? What are they doing? I mean, that's how you create a story.
Right.
You just don't do it on the fly.
Brad, Jen and I were talking about this on Wednesday when we were doing the Nerdgasm TNG talk. And I mentioned how fascinating when you look at it over 7 seasons of TNG and then into DS9, the character path of Worf. One of the greatest character arcs I ever see. And it's at first, it's just baby steps. Let's show him with the Klingon culture when those Klingons invade the Enterprise and they teach him about looking in the eyes and screaming the
Heart of
soul,
glory.
that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then later on, introduction of Alexander and all that stuff. And then
the death of Kalar, the murder of Kalar.
I just watched that episode a few weeks ago. That is when Worf goes after Duras. We're really getting Worf now. He's starting to come out, and Michael Dorn is really starting to be the character, and it's all coming together. And then you go all the way into DS9. He comes full circle with everything he does, and finally we get to Swords Are Fun, and it's all a fantastic, long, carefully laid out journey, developed character. When you have the proper time and care done to it, now this is Zoomer TV done in seconds because they can't pay attention.
Well, it's like what Matt Damon was talking about with Netflix is the attention span. They have to reiterate the plot multiple times, have something interesting happen in the first 10 seconds. And yeah, they don't expect people to pay attention. And you're 100% right. This is a show made for what Hollywood thinks Zoomers are. Trying to get their language in there, the way the Zoomer talk, what boomers think Zoomer talk is.
Picardo
the
said
complexity.
He said, he was talking like they were like, we in DS9 and Voyager and TNG, we were speaking like this vague mid-galactic language, which is true. And you've heard me talk about it all the time, that they had a language style consistent throughout all those shows. And then they get here and it's like, well, the kids won't understand it today. It's like, so this is a bunch of teenagers, early 20-year-olds, and they will only understand it if you speak their language. Here's the problem. Next Gen came out in 1987. Okay, I was 14 years old. I started watching Star Trek in 1980, so I was 7. I'm in college. I'm watching Next Gen. I'm watching DS9. I'm speaking my language, my 20-year-old language, but somehow I'm able to understand this evolved language. With how can I enjoy this show if they're not speaking what I speak? They didn't say cool or awesome or anything like that, and they certainly didn't curse or anything. I mean,
they have a very low a low opinion of the intelligence level of children these days. And they traded out timeless, like that language that they use that felt applicable to the world that Star Trek is, for a misrepresentation of modern vernacular that is unnecessary. So yeah, they just robbed any rewatchability for even these Zoomer kids.
Well, no one's going to rewatch this. No one's going to remember any of this. No one's going to remember the name Captain Ake. No one's going to remember Mikey Burnham, other than those of us who hate her. But you say, who's Mr. Spock? Who's Captain Kirk? You know.
And why do you think I call her Captain Holly Hunter? That's why I call her Captain Holly Hunter, because it's just Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter, who once upon a time was a really good actress, she's just sitting here being Holly Hunter.
And I don't even know what Paul Giamatti was being. I don't know.
Insane. And at the same time, we were talking about this earlier, because I meant to talk about it, and we, of course, tangent away because we have to save our sanity. Talking about pacifist Klingon and talking about different Klingon roles, we've already done this. Alexander Rashenko. We did this already. The Klingon who doesn't want to be a warrior, but wants to go the way of the diplomat. We did it. And nobody liked Alexander. And even when they tried to salvage at the end of TNG and DS9, they made him a goof again in DS9.
Yeah.
So
he was the mascot.
Yeah. I remember that episode. Wait a minute. Isn't that a good thing? They're accepting him. And Worf goes, no, he is the joke of the ship now. And we've done it. And you did. And if you couldn't do it connected to characters we gave a damn about, there's no way you're going to pull it off. Especially next week, if what you're telling me is true, and white guy from War College making the I want to F you eyes at him during that scene before the basketball.
Oh, that's
that
right.
Terrible joke.
Yeah, I mean, he's telling the jokes, and right there, that War College guy's going, yeah, yeah.
He also got a little fascinated by the by Audrey, the plant creature. I
Yeah.
call it Audrey Ellen because of
You're right.
Shop Horrors.
You're very right. That's a very good comparison. I agree. And then one last, just to go back to it, Caleb's arc. I'm going to talk with Bajoran Princess, not Bajoran Princess, and
Betazoid.
Betazoid. That's because of Jed. I'm doing that because of Jed, because he got that in my head last week, because he kept calling her Bajoran. I meant Betazoid.
Well, I can see why, because it
looked like
Bajorans don't have black eyes.
Yeah.
And neither does she.
Yeah. But
they mixed it up.
Either way, what we have here, though, is their relationship now is so forced. So apparently now he hasn't seen her for 3 weeks. If it's been 3 weeks. First of all, these two actors have no chemistry. None.
She has no ability. She's so flat affect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not just flat chest, flat affect.
No, oh god, yeah, we talked about that last week. But there's nothing there, and the whole back and forth of, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for me. You're doing this for you as well. But it's so boring. And then for her to have to be the one to tell him, you're afraid because you're finding connections. You're worried that you're going to be part of a team.
The story would have been him realizing it himself.
Yeah, we don't need
that.
And that's the theme.
They don't believe that their audience is smart enough to figure that out.
And
they're not smart enough to figure it out either. The adage of you're only as smart as the dumbest writer in a writer's room.
But all these writers have to have women tell the men these things. None of these guys can figure this shit out for themselves. It's all emasculation.
I will say the one thing she was correct about when we're talking to Caleb was just like, what did we have? He's like, what we shared, what we went through together. You hung out for a couple days, and
saw whales.
You saw whales, and you tried to hook up, and that was it. I mean, it's literally like a weekend fling.
Yeah, and then we had a forced fight so that I could tell you how wrong I was.
God, that fight was ridiculous. You're taking advantage of me to find out what's behind the wall. He didn't know the planet he was looking for was behind your wall until you magically gave it to him.
Yeah. Contrivances. In order to
there's
force
a lot
that,
of them.
Everything's coincidence.
Contrivances. Forced. Everything that they do is to force these character relationships, which, granted, maybe if you had 20 episodes, you could pull it off. Maybe. But we've seen what it looks like in a real Star Trek series and season, when you have 20 to 24 episodes to create these stories, these character relationships that mean something. It means something to go 4 seasons into TNG and understand that Geordi and Data are best friends. It means something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It means something to watch Picard grow more and more reliant on Riker's input, not just because he trusts him.
And then the big payoff for Picard, the last scene of All Good Things.
Yeah.
Where he says, I should have done this a long time ago. And they're like, you are always welcome. And it's like, he realizes, like, this is my family. That's growth for Picard. Because think about where he was in the beginning. This man with the stick up his ass.
Yeah.
Now it's like, these are the people I trust. This is my Starfleet family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even brought up in Picard season 3.
Mm-hmm. Which Terry Matalas did the best he could.
Mm-hmm.
Best he could. But overall, then it comes back to the lack of a better term, the gravitas of these characters. What you had on every single real crew, whether it's a ship or the station, gravitas, meaning presence. Nobody has presence 3 episodes in the show. It's all
when a captain speaks, they need to have the presence that everyone stops what they're doing to listen.
Holly Hunter's there to mock people.
Mm-hmm.
She's not there to command. She's there to mock people.
To judge a guy for liking tea.
When Voyager was first cast, remember, Kate Mulgrew was not Catherine Janeway. Genevieve Bujold was cast as Captain Elizabeth Janeway. And she realized in filming that she couldn't keep up with the schedule because she was a movie actress who wanted to live in the scene and analyze the scene and dive in the scene. And remember, movies are shooting like over 2 or 3 months. This is daily grind. Kate Mulgrew, of course, a veteran of soap operas, was like, yeah, I can do this, no problem. But the other thing they said was that as they were going through the dailies, was like, there's no command presence to her. There's nothing to her voice. And I obviously have a lot of problems with Catherine Janeway, but I really did not get the sense that she wasn't in command.
True.
The way that I do with Captain Ake. I mean, Janeway did not lounge about. Janeway, who was a scientist, first and foremost, still had a military bearing. And yes, a female command officer.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, my problems with Janeway come through her character arc and
her decisions.
Yeah.
Oh,
those are my
decisions.
problems. That she just makes one bad decision after another. Granted, it's all to protect her crew and get home, but
she fucked that up in the beginning. She threw the Ocampa.
It's abandoning the Prime Directive is the problem. I mean, there's a reason we've had discussions in the past of how important the Prime Directive is when it comes to framing it.
Is the Prime Directive even still a thing?
That was where I was going.
Because they probably think it's immoral.
The Prime Directive doesn't exist in this anymore, I don't think. Not at all.
I don't remember. I have blocked out portions of Discovery for
it's okay. It's for your safety
reasons.
It's fine. It's for your safety. It's okay.
This is rough enough, guys. I did the last watch without alcohol. Of course, I did the second watch with too much alcohol.
And you missed stuff.
I missed stuff. I misheard stuff, and I really just went down.
Yeah. You were checking with me. Wait a minute, this happened. I'm like, yes, that happened. That was real.
I didn't even remember the damn tongue being stuck out.
I had to resist using that for my thumbnail because I knew everybody else would because it's such an easy thing.
I know.
I haven't seen anyone use it.
I'm using it.
I've seen.
I'm using it.
I've seen a couple.
Dispar's using it all the time now.
But
I'm using it for Latin Lounge.
But that's the point here, and I think and as we wrap this up, because I think we've gone as far as we can go talking about this today. One thing I think we're going to continually come back to is how this show continues to go farther and farther away, as all Kurtzman Trek does, from what makes Star Trek Star Trek. The fact that I have to ask the question, as Jed was asked it right as I was about to say it, where's the Prime Directive in this? Are they? They have. This is Starfleet Academy. You should be being taught about the Prime Directive.
That's day one information.
That is everything of Starfleet and the Federation is built under that umbrella, the Prime Directive, and we haven't heard it mentioned once.
You know, I just thought of a different point as well. I titled my review "Space Cadets Doing Space Pranks." Not in space. Starfleet Academy was always going to be planetary based. If that's why they stuck it had to be. Now the criticism is like, you're like, well, how's that going to work? Well, we had that criticism before. It's called 1993 when DS9 came out. How are you going to have exploring when you're stuck on a space station? They had to be creative. They had to figure out how to. That's where the wormhole came from.
Took them 2 seasons, but they got there.
Yeah. We don't have that now. And there's no sense that they're learning anything, like you say, about the Prime Directive or anything. When you say like that should be day one, what are they learning? What are the classes? R&B talks about do it like the paper chase. Make people having conflicts with the professors. If you want to do Harry Potter in Starfleet, have a Professor Snape.
Why? You just brought a point. Where are the classes?
We've only seen the physics is love class.
What are we doing? What are they doing? What are they studying here? All we know is that we had Tig Notaro teaching them about gender studies behind fake physics, entropy, trying to hide her gender studies behind that. We have the doctor and his mucus, which was just to set up a bad joke. Other than that, seriously, and now aside from gym class and laser to interview or laser tag, what are they learning in Starfleet Academy? What have we heard about? Oh, we're dealing with this. Have we seen any professors teaching anybody anything relatively necessary to become highly trained officers that will be a part of crews going out there to defend this newly reforming Federation from Paul Giamatti's pirates?
The problem is you have to, and I think part of it is looking at the mascots. They had the Lapling, which is a defenseless creature. And then you had the War College, which is the Mugato, which is an attacking creature. So they've already drawn the distinction that Starfleet now is not what it used to be.
Mm.
It's about empathy and patience. I don't want my students to have to get into a war. I want them to use their hearts and their minds to stop war. That's not fucking Starfleet. And we
No.
know that because Starfleet was a paramilitary organization. It's an exploration military organization.
Thank you.
When they went out on Enterprise, did they have a lot of weapons to begin with? No, they got their ass handed to them. They learned space is dangerous. We're going to die. We got to protect ourselves. You send these kids out there, they're fucked.
Jed,
Bring a big stick.
Jed, you've been getting comments thrown your way saying Starfleet isn't a military organization.
They fought in like 5 wars.
I mean,
when the Borg invade, it's not like Starfleet just pulls back and lets somebody else go in and do the battle for them. They are the military. Yes, they're exploration first. That is their chief priority. But they come prepared for a fight.
Yes.
They patrol the neutral zone, like you said, Adam. They perform military maneuvers.
Brad, TOS, they're at war with the Klingons.
Yeah.
They're at war.
David, yeah. And they almost have a war start because the Romulan commander takes out all the outposts along the Romulan neutral zone. And Kirk is trying to stop a damn war.
Yeah. So they are the military. You have command structure.
It's ranks and procedures, policies. They operate like a military.
But the problem is Star Trek was created by people who grew up in World War II. Gene Roddenberry served in World War II. All these people, they were all, steeped in the history of that time. They understand what it is. And I was like, we're taking this organization. It has to have military aspects to it to have control and organization. And then even, when it picked up with a Berman Trek, I'm just call Berman Trek because that's that whole time frame.
I would give my left pinky for Berman Trek right now.
What have I said? I said, can we bring back Brandon Braga?
Yeah,
I
Braga, Berman, we treated you too harshly. But the bitchings I used to do about Braga back in the day, the bitchings I would do, I know. I would take him out to dinner, wine and dine him, and say, please, sir, come back right now. I would do it. I would beg him to come back.
Yeah.
Because at least at a certain point, he got hands off and let his guys do their stuff.
But I think what it also shows is these writers are so framed and like, there's a difference because they hate the military. They're all freaking leftists who hate the military. It's like, that's why it's called the War College. It's not called the Defense College. It's called the War College.
Depending on when they started writing this, there could have been a real world political reference that they were trying to make there.
Well, we'd have to go back to see when this went into production. Because they announced this right after Picard season 3 when we were all going, give us Legacy. No, we're going to give you Starfleet Academy. So they worked on this for at least 2 years before dropping it on us on this nice.
It was in development in it was started. All right, so Alex Kurtzman became showrunner in 2018 with Discovery. 2019, 2020, I think, is when it was first starting getting talked about.
And then it was officially announced right after Picard season 3. Because I remember I was so pissed off. So listen, you have an easy win here. Everybody's you create a little bit of goodwill. There's an easy path here.
No. Kurtzman couldn't have it.
No, because he got showed up by Terry Matalas. He got showed up.
Oh, that was
had no
ego.
budget. Nothing. And just basically did a bottle show.
Shoestring budget, rebuilt the bridge of the D down to the grains of the wood.
I think they still had that thing though. They kept that in storage. I think
that's beautiful. They restored it, and everybody was happy. Wasn't perfect, but it was a way back. If they had gone forward with that stinger at the end of season 3, which still gives me chills, it's 20 seconds, and I still get minute 20 seconds. I still get chills watching that. I still get chills. I can't spoil it because Jed hasn't seen it yet.
I almost cried.
I'm getting there. I'm doing my big rewatch of Star Trek.
I got teary. I got
the hairs. Every time I watch it, the hairs on my arm rise because it's just I feel so excited with that moment. But you had a moment there. It was a bridge to get us at least back on course and rebuild it bit by bit, parsec by parsec. But no. What we get a month later, Starfleet Academy. And here we are. And here we are now. plagued by this. And next week, apparently, it's really going to get gay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel. I kind of hope it's just a whole romance episode, like Last of Us episode 3. If you guys ever watch that, where it just goes in a completely random direction, has a gay romance, and
Nick
Nick
Offerman?
Nick Offerman's episode.
Okay, that's what that is.
Where it's just shoehorned in, doesn't affect the overall plot, and just goes like a rom-com suddenly.
Listen, right now, I'm just waiting for the next major lore break to set me off. That's what I'm waiting for. Now, if we know what's coming next week, I might do some Klingon rants this week. We might get that, basically, because it's going to be centered around pacifist Klingon. But if what we're getting for episode 5 is true, like Brad has teased me with, that's where I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, I may have a major problem.
If they dare to go near Cisco in episode 5, I'm going to lose it. And
there's going to be.
I'm warning you now.
There's going to be people be really pissed.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. But you know what? We're going to be here for it. We're going to rip it apart. We're going to give it every piece of justice it deserves, because that's what we do. We love real Star Trek. As Brad always says on every episode of Wormhole Watch, go watch some real Star Trek. Go watch some real Star Trek. Have some fun with it. Remember what it's about. That's why we do this, to remind you, and because I don't care what anybody says, we do this to protect what was there. Because we always have it. It's always there. And if they would give me my DS9 Blu-ray set, I would really have it. Stop it. Don't ruin my hope. Don't be a Dre and have me and say I have to lose my hope.
We just need AI to advance a little bit more.
I just want take my money. Take my money for a DS9 complete series Blu-ray set.
In a few years, we could just ask AI to make a whole new DS9 season 8.
Season 8. That might be it. No,
they had plans.
They did? I never knew that. They did?
Oh, you've not seen the documentary.
No, I don't generally watch
What We
those.
Left Behind.
No, I generally don't watch those. No.
Oh, go up. Well, maybe we'll watch it when we finish.
We should do that should do that as a conclusion to Wormhole Watch.
Yeah.
And then I'll
5 years.
No, we'll be there in two. We're already
we're over 50 in.
3.
Yeah.
We're
on episode 9 or 10.
Yeah, we'll be at season 5 by the end of the year.
Nice.
Close to it, yeah. Because if we start assuming things go as planned,
give or take a missed day or here or there.
And of course, we're still trying to work something for the premiere of season 4.
Yeah. But we're chugging right along. And I'll let Brad promote that in a second here. So there it is, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here because we'll just keep going in circles. Because as Jed said, nothing happened in this episode except bad forced character work, a lot of agenda, a lot of lesbian lecturing, and just mind-numbingly stupid shit. When characters are going like this, you know you have a problem.
It's not fucking Star Trek.
And stop. And you know what? Please, I would, if I could, I would run with these directors. I'd beat them with their own arms and say, stop inserting the word dude. Dude is something I say because I grew up in the 90s and that's a term we used. No one should be saying, dude, you got smoked in
not 1,000 years in the future.
Bro. Bro's making beds.
Let's build a fort. Anyway, let's get out of here. Jed, tell people about your channel.
Well, just real fast, I wanted to mention. So I talk a lot in my review about how I think Holly Hunter is an evil person, but they harp in the last 10 minutes about the moral of the episode, which is empathy, with the empathy plants. I don't think they understand what empathy is. That's mimicry. That's not empathy. It's just a fucking parrot. It's literally a parrot.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's not empathy, and she's okay with the cadets breaking rules as long as they're rules that she secretly wants them to break. When she breaks rules she doesn't plan ahead of time, she freaks out. When they break her rules, like cloning a dean of the War College eyeball and breaking into his office, totally fine with that. Yeah. Totally fine with assaulting the students, but her message at the end where she's like, this will teach you empathy. Watching those students get their asses handed to them by giant plants will make you feel the way they feel.
It's like I said, she was okay as long as she was more angry at Commander, not Captain of the War College, that he overtly helped his cadets and that she was doing it subvertly. That's what she's more angry about.
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah,
She's
it's
legitimately a bad person.
Everything is hypocrisy. All right, so Jed, tell people about your channel.
Well, if you guys are interested in some real science fiction that's trying to tell good stories these days, check out endlessfrontierbooks.com, where the first short story in my expanding science fiction universe is available for sale right now for $1.99. The Brighton Pacification is available for you. It's an important world-building event in that short story that sets up my first novel, The Jovian Abyss, that will be coming out this year, most likely. I have the first 4 books all written. It's just about publishing them at this point. So check out Endless Frontier Books. For YouTube, Endless Frontiers on YouTube. On Monday, the next live stream we're going to be doing is Right or Flight at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to be doing the Chat Choose Your Own Adventure segment, where you, the chat, and a combination of dice rolls, we craft stories together. Kind of Mad Libs type thing, ad-libbing our way through stories. And it's just a lot of fun, a little writing exercise. I draft it out in Plotter and have a great time with that. So if you're interested, that's Monday at 2 p.m. And then later on that night at 7:30 p.m., Adam and I will be back for some split-screen co-op gaming of Jump Space. We had some technical difficulties this last week.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're resolved. And that game's a hell of a lot of fun. So tune into that. And then whenever I get a chance, I'm going to be streaming Star Wars Genesis next week, wherever it makes sense. And then next Thursday, Starfleet Academy, Episode 4. The review will be dropping. So check out Endless Frontiers for that.
All right. And Brad, pimp your channel. And what do we do every Sunday night?
Every Sunday night on, well, we
record
to try to avoid copyright. Us watching Deep Space Nine, we've been doing it for over a year now. We are over 50 episodes in. We are actually going to try to finish watching the entire series. Myself and Adam are old Niners. We've seen it more than we ever should have or is saying to have seen it. We have our 2 other guys, Fractured Filter and Jay Hitman, who have never seen it. And they're getting an education and trying to understand why old Star Trek is the best Star Trek. So that's published usually Wednesdays after 7 p.m. on my channel, unless there's a delay for work purposes. Otherwise, you could see me on Joker Voices channel, where we talk about WWE wrestling Wednesday nights. And in addition to torturing myself with Starfleet Academy, I torture myself by joining Static 2020 on his channel, the weekend pregame, where he finds a bunch of lefty nut jobs, TikTok channels, and tortures us.
After Pizzagate, I don't go back. I can't. Pizzagate hurt. I can't do it again. No, can't do it. Right. And of course, once in a while, you get the Latinum Lounge, which is
that's right. That's right. Which is probably, I'm going to actually work on that. Might put that out tonight or tomorrow morning, which is basically 40 minutes of us just talking with Hitman.
It's actually Hitman testing my patience.
Yeah, but this is just after we watched Starfleet Academy, when we made them watch Starfleet Academy.
Well, listen, this is revenge. Okay, it's for the onesie, for the quadrant, for all of it. Hitman owes us recompense for the
I haven't even got to the labor camps yet. I gotta do proper labor camp one.
That's an older one. That's an older one, the labor camp. Anyway, so you can catch that on Brad Chevel, Duke Devil 95. As for me, you guys are here. If you're watching from my end, you know what I'm about. We'll have the review next Thursday as well. A lot of new people coming in. Welcome. We're happy to have you here. Check everybody else's channel. Links are in the description below. You can catch me and Jed tomorrow, every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, on the round table, where we go over the week's events on other things and try to have a good time in our own unique way. But either way, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. And what next? I was going to promote next week.
Oh, no, we have something tonight.
Oh,
that I'd forgotten about.
I just finished the upload. I'm going to say like, oh yeah. Nice. And because what's usually in this time slot is Saturday Night Drive-In, where Jen and I talk about a movie of our choice. You can catch it on both our channels, premiering at 9 p.m. This week, it's Rising Sun, starring Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes. We recorded this afternoon. It'll be uploaded there. Catch it on either one of our channels. And next week, we have a guest joining us, our good friend, Dermy Wormy, who doesn't really like that much of Star Trek, although as admitted recently, he does like Voyager. So Dermy Wormy will be joining us. He will not haven't watched any other Starfleet Academy except episode 4. So the whole joke is he's only going to watch episode 4 and have a cold reaction to what's going on. And I guarantee probably Thursday or Friday night, I'm gonna start getting DMs. I hate you. I hate you.
Mhm.
I guarantee it's gonna happen. Every time I make him watch something he doesn't want to watch, I get these DMs. I hate you. I want you to die. I want to genocide you. He'll say all the things he likes to say to me. Yeah, that's what he says to me. I'm going to genocide you. That's what he says to me. So, my friend. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching us. We hope you had a good time. We'll see you next week back here, 6 p.m. Eastern, here and on Jed's channel. Until then, take it easy, everybody.